Wow. Did you ever think you'd see the day where you would have Mark Zuckerberg and Donald Trump sitting down breaking bread together? Right? Or Bill Gates, for goodness sakes. I mean, this was a little surreal, was it not, last night? Did you catch any of this? All the tech leaders getting summoned to the White House, grateful to be there, Donald Trump heaped praise on them, and they heaped praise back. I want you to watch this one with Tim Cook, head of Apple.
Tim Cook, you've done an incredible job with Apple, little company called Apple.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Very, very few people have been able to do what you've done. Congratulations. Please.
Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. I want to thank you for including me this evening. It's incredible to be among everyone here, particularly you and the First Lady. I've always enjoyed having dinner and interacting. I want to thank you for setting the tone such that we could make a major investment in the United States and have some key manufacturing, advanced manufacturing here. I think that says a lot about your focus and your leadership and your focus on innovation. I also want to thank you for helping American companies around the world. This is a very key thing, and I really enjoy working with your administration on those topics as well, because I think they're so important to the country. I want to thank the First Lady for focusing on education. There's nothing more important than education. It is the great equalizer and always will be. And so thank you so much for including me. We are all different in some ways, but we all believe in the power of technology to improve people's lives, and that is the thing that binds us all together.
And Tim, how much money will Apple be investing in the United States? Because I know it's a very lot, and it's, you were elsewhere, and now you're really coming home in a big way. How much money will you be investing?
$600 billion.
Wow.
$600 billion. All right. It's a lot of jobs.
We're very proud to do it.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Investing in the U.S. of A, Apple. It's pretty great, right? I mean, and look, from, again, a national security standpoint, from a national economic standpoint, you want these jobs happening here. It's too easy to outsource some of this stuff, but what are you risking when you outsource it? Think about to China, who demands that, well, they don't even demand. Well, they kind of demand, or they just steal it, the technology that makes this stuff so that they can copy, right? So that all the intellectual property effectively gets surrendered to China, and a lot of CEOs are just willing to do it anyway because it keeps costs down. And I do think like people would pay up a little bit more for an iPhone if it meant it was being made here at home and you had good, high-paying, high-tech jobs. This is the future. I mean, manufacturing, I know everybody talks about manufacturing and they're worried about manufacturing, and the president echoes this a lot, right? It's been a big part of his campaign, but also what he's focused on is high-tech manufacturing and making sure that we can transition into the future, because let's face it, AI has left the station, all right? It just has. And you don't want China owning that space. You want us owning that space. Melania Trump having her own AI summit there to talk about the importance of how it affects education. This is a big deal, you guys, because this is the one president. Can you imagine Joe Biden doing this? I just can't. I mean, this president gets it. You know, I know that people want to make fun of him on the crypto front and say, oh, he's lining his pockets. He's no fool. He gets that things are happening. We're going to reach a point in time. I am telling you, we're going to get to a point in time where, guess what? The New York Stock Exchange, as you know it, it's not going to exist like that. When I was a little kid, my parents took me to a field trip for the New York Stock Exchange, and it was jam-packed. It was crazy, right? Did you ever see that movie, with Dan Aykroyd? Switching Places, like back in the day. Well, those were actually those were the pits there at where they're trading orange juice futures. But think about the New York Stock Exchange. It was mobbed. Remember when CNBC first started broadcasting? Maria Bartiromo. I mean, she would just get pushed around, right? By the time I was broadcasting there, guess what? I used to broadcast my show, the 11 a.m. show on CNBC, every morning from the New York Stock Exchange, and you know what? It was basically a set. No one was there. Things had changed. It all went to computers. So what is the next generation of this? I suspect it's going to be trading on the blockchain. So whether it's Ethereum or something else, the blockchain that's supporting all these trades and all those meme coins right now that everybody talks about, and I call them stickers, like people are trading stickers, they're really not worth that much. It's the blockchain that's more compelling and interesting. Those meme coins, those one day very well might be the actual tickers for these stocks. So everything's going to change. And who's going to be with that? Who's going to embrace that change? Look, we are the financial capital of the world here in the United States of America because why? Our financial markets are the most solvent. They are the most liquid. You don't want China taking over that liquidity. Not that I think they can, but this is a big reason to be behind the tech boom. And the president gets that. He gets it. And I got to show you this one. This is great because it's a little disturbing, actually. Given what we know about what has transpired in the past with Facebook and Donald Trump, I mean, he got his account shut down. Remember all that? Like, it was bad. It was really bad. It's like when we were watching Rachel Maddow earlier saying, we have decided not to broadcast the President of the United States because da-da-da-da-da. Or think about Twitter, back when it was Twitter, shutting down his account. You know, the Ayatollah could have one, but not President Trump. No, no, no. Because he dared to say, yeah, maybe the virus came from China. Duh. Because the guy doesn't actually want to lie to the people the way you want him to lie. Anyway, it was wonderful to see the two of them breaking bread and, you know, putting the past behind them. Mark's like a new man, right? If you believe it.
Well, thanks for hosting us. I mean, this is quite a group to get together. And, you know, I think, all of the companies here are making huge investments in the country in order to build out data centers and infrastructure to power the next wave of innovation. So it's, we don't often get together as the CEOs of the different companies, but it's good to see everyone.
How much are you spending, would you say, over the next few years?
Oh, gosh. I think it's probably going to be something like, I don't know, at least $600 billion through 28.
Good answer, Mark. Good answer. Because, Tim Cook just said 600 billion. It's like, what are you doing for me? What are you doing for the US of A? How much are you going to spend here, not overseas, here?
In the US? Yeah.
It's a lot.
No, it's significant.
That's a lot. Thank you, Mark. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
That's great. You know what? I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. I mean, as long as it's for real. And the one concern I have about all of this, full disclosure, is that we run a risk if we don't keep up this momentum, if we don't see Congress stay conservative, if we don't see another conservative in the White House in the next cycle, we run the risk that it all gets reversed and that was just a bunch of, mumbo jumbo. And maybe Mark believes it, maybe he doesn't. I hope he believes it. I mean, he seems like he believes it, but I know what went down and you know what went down. And we've all been there and we don't want to go back to that. We want the world to be normalized. We need people to be able to stand on their own 2 feet and succeed because of who they are, because of their work ethic, because we have the most beautiful meritocracy in the world, where only in America you can succeed if you're willing to put in the work and you got some creativity and yes, you make right decisions. And yeah, I get it. There's a little bit of luck, but get away from this nonsense about it's your skin color, it's your gender, it's your ethnicity. Look, I'm a woman. Okay, here I am. We're coming up on 1 million subs. It's great. Make sure you subscribe. And I have built, but I consider you part of that here together with me, a business where we're doing more in views on a daily basis than the networks I used to work for. Like, where does that happen? Only in America, okay? It's because of these technological changes. So I want to keep embracing this technology and I want to make sure that we have an even, fair playing field so everyone can participate. And that's why it is so critical that we keep this momentum going. We need more conservatives to keep winning and winning and winning because I can't go back. I don't know about you, but I can't go back to those days, for goodness sakes, where you were scared to even speak because, God forbid, it might be a microaggression. I was like, what is a microaggression? I'll never forget hearing that term. Somebody was like, oh, they were talking about their kid's school. And I looked at that particular school, but I thought there were too many microaggressions. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, so you basically would have to walk around in a total state of guilt all the time? I'm going to apologize. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to apologize. I promise you, no, I don't think so. We can't go back to that. We can't. And I'm telling you, we're not going to. I know people are freaking out about the jobs report today, 22,000. What did we go up to? 4.5% on inflation. Listen, there's a lot of good stuff happening. It's August. Here's the good news. It means the Federal Reserve is actually going to have to think about cutting interest rates sooner rather than later, okay? So think about that. It also means that there are productivity gains that are happening, whether you like it or not. It's part of the reason why I keep saying be invested in this new economy, right? Be invested in the MAGA boom. It's one of the reasons why I do want you to subscribe to my research over at 76 Report. But it's code word dollar. It is a big part because things are changing. And Donald Trump is doing what he can to make sure that we're all part of this. We need everybody to be part of it. I'm laughing. I'm just looking at some of your comments here because we've had quite a show today on this Friday. And I asked a few of you, have you ever known anyone, or have you yourself ever gotten a Nielsen box or a diary? And actually one of you said, this is cracking me up. You used to actually do the sales. You used to get people, you used to recruit people to do that. That's fascinating. So I guess it really does exist. All right. Somebody else talking about, okay, so this is Desert Eden Blooms says, I meant I was a recruiter for the Fame Nielsen ratings box. So Desert Eden Blooms, if you are still watching right now, I'm curious, who would do that? Well, David did. David Ostrander said he got $5 out of it. They paid you $5, right? So that they could monitor your viewing habits. It's a good thing to do, if you're ever asked to do it, because then you can just turn the TV off and say, I'm not watching any of it. And then you know that you really count. Anyway, it's good to have all you here. A piece of my mind. Thank you for your kind words and so many familiar faces. I see some new ones here too, so make sure you subscribe and share and like. And Leslie, hello. Bill Gates, spare you. Oh, he was there too. Yeah, he was. Did you see him? He got some pretty good seating, some pretty good placement. I'll tell you, it was sort of weird to watch it all unfold. And I will say this. I'm going to say this about Donald Trump. And I think this is a good quality to have. He does not hold a grudge. Really. He does not hold a grudge. Look at the people that have been so critical of him. And he moves on, which, by the way, is a nice way to be in life. If you're somebody who's always carrying around a grudge, you're basically Elizabeth Warren, right? He's like, hey, you want to do a deal? You want to invest $600 billion in the US of A? I'll take it. And there's something to be said for that, guys. You know what? I get it. We all feel like we were burned. I'm just saying, let's not get burned again. And let's be willing to take the ball and run with it, which is exactly what he's doing. He's going to go down, mark my words, as a pretty tremendous president. Certainly one of the most influential for sure. And don't take my word. CNN actually said that. The hairy guy again, who's really growing on me. It's like the only reason to watch CNN. He's the only, his clips are some of the few I can show, and people are not completely appalled. It's great to have you. Thank you for what you do. Let's keep building this together. Make sure you subscribe, share, like. My mother's 80th birthday is this weekend, so I'm going to be seeing her up in New Hampshire. We've got the kids coming, my husband, everybody. We've got a big party for her. Happy 80th, Mom. It's a big number. She probably wouldn't appreciate me saying that. She doesn't look it. She really doesn't. It gets kind of annoying because we'll go out and people are like, are you guys sisters? And I'm like, hello? Really? You think we're sisters, huh? But I think that means I got some good genes. So I'm going to go with it. I'm going to look at glass half full. Again, like the president, glass half full. I wish Chicago could learn that. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, for goodness sakes. Anyway, happy birthday, Mom. I'm going to see you up for the big party tomorrow. Thank you to all of you for watching. Do make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you know when I'm live. Have a good one.